Dawn doesn't rise gently over the ancient savanna, it erupts. 6 million years ago, heat shimmers across the plains, even before the sun clears the horizon. For a small band of Australopithecus, our distant ancestors, the day has already begun. A mother, exhausted from a night of fruitless searching, digs into the cracked earth. Her fingers sift through dust, desperate for a single root. Anything to quiet the hunger gnawing at her and the infant clinging to her back. Suddenly, a grunt from the scout. Everyone freezes. A shadow glides across the ground, massive, silent, deliberate. A saber-tooth, low in the grass, scanning for weakness. The band huddles together, a tight knot of bodies. The lead male raises a hand-sized stone. It's more a symbol than a weapon, but it's a declaration. We will not be easy prey. The predator passes. The group breathes again, but the message is clear. Today, survival is a blade's edge. This world is a battlefield carved by drought. Rivers have shrunk to muddy threads. Trees have surrendered their fruit and leaves. Even the roots, their last reliable lifeline, are disappearing. The band moves as one organism, climbing a dry ridge that overlooks the plains. Below, they see it. A stunted fig tree clinging to life beside a shrinking stream. But they are not alone. A troop of ancient baboons, aggressive and territorial, has already claimed it. The hominins watch from the ridge, calculating. The baboons have stripped most of the figs, but a few remain. Just enough to matter. An elder female, scarred by seasons of hardship, moves first. She descends slowly, not toward the tree, but toward the water. She kneels and drinks. The baboons ignore her. But as the rest of the band follows, tension crackles in the air. The baboons scream, lunging forward. The hominins retreat. A direct fight would be disastrous. Then, the leader sees an opportunity. On the far side of the tree, where a branch hangs over a boulder, a cluster of figs dangles just out of the baboon's reach. A silent, primal plan forms. 2 juveniles create a diversion, shaking tall grasses. As the baboons rush toward the noise, the elder female and a strong male slip toward the other side of the tree. The male climbs, his fingers stretching for the prize. A sharp crack, a branch snaps. The baboons whirl around, alerted to the sound. The male drops from the tree, fists full of figs, and scrambles. The elder female throws herself between him and the oncoming horde, shrieking, beating the ground with a stone. It's just enough. The band surges forward, scooping up the precious fruit and pulling their comrades to safety. They flee back to the ridge, the screeches of the baboons echoing behind them. The figs are split, each tiny morsel a hard-won victory, but it's only a temporary relief. The gnawing hunger remains. As the sun climbs higher, the heat itself becomes an enemy. The band march toward a distant grove they hope still holds food. Their path leads them into a narrow canyon of cracked red stone. It offers shade, but also danger. The air grows heavy with the scent of rot. They find the source, the carcass of an antelope recently killed by a large predator. A rare protein-rich prize. But is the killer still nearby? They gather stones and hardened mud clods. The leader approaches cautiously, circles the kill, sniffs the air. Nothing. He tears a piece of meat free and backs away. The others rush in, grabbing what they can. Then, a low rumble echoes through the canyon. The ground vibrates. A giant short-faced hyena, a bone-crushing monster, bursts from behind a rock and charges. Panic erupts. The band scatters, dropping their precious meat, scrambling up the rock faces. The lead male stands his ground, hurling stones that bounce uselessly off the hyena's thick hide. The beast lunges. Just then, an adolescent male leaps from a ledge above, smashing a heavy rock onto the hyena's snout. The creature yelps, stunned for a critical moment. That moment saves them. The band swarms up the steep canyon walls, their hands and feet finding desperate holds. The hyena snaps at their ankles, but can't follow. Defeated, it returns to claim the carcass. The small scraps of meat they save are enough to keep starvation at bay for a few more hours. But the ambush has cost them precious daylight. Dark clouds gather on the horizon with shocking speed. The world darkens and a fierce wind lashes the plains. The band runs. The grove is close, but the storm is faster. Thunder cracks. Rain crashes down, turning dust to mud. Then lightning strikes a dead tree, and despite the downpour, fire begins to crawl across the savanna. The band scrambles into a shallow cave as the flames race toward them. The grove itself begins to burn. They are trapped. Their only escape is toward the river valley. They flee through smoke and swirling embers. The air is thick with ash, their lungs burning. Behind them, trees collapse in the inferno. Suddenly, a fallen burning branch traps the elder female's leg. She cries out in pain. The fire closes in. The leader and the brave adolescent rush back. They heave at the branch, but it won't budge. Flames lick the grass around them. With one last, desperate effort, they roll it aside. They drag her free and sprint toward the riverbank, collapsing onto the cool, wet mud just as the firefront reaches the water's edge and dies. They lie together in a trembling, ash-coated heap. They have survived. At dawn, smoke still rises from the scorched earth, but the storm and the fire have left behind gifts. New insects crawl over charred logs. Fresh green shoots poke through the wet ash. The world has been reset. The band gathers around the injured elder. They press cool, wet leaves against her wound, a simple medicine passed down through generations. The fire took much, but it also cleared the way for new life. And in this ancient world, rebirth always follows survival. The band moves forward together into the new dawn, their footprints marking the wet earth-faint echoes of ancestors who fought every single hour for life itself.